Hello and welcome to the Brutally Honest Mentor, the place where we will give you the honest truth about your startup success and guide you through it. So now we got our coffee and our hoodies, we're ready. When you are starting a business and you are going to be pitching in a competition, an event, a conference to angel investors, this is important to understand and get ready for. So there are a lot of guides out there that will give you the structure and format, which we'll go through. But I think what you need to understand, even before what type of slides you need to put, what services you need to use to design them, is to get into the mindset of the investors. When a startup comes to us and pitches, either for investment or in our programs, without going into any of the details of the product and the problem and the solution and the alternatives competition, I just asked them a couple of questions about this concept of why. You're going to be spending 5 to 10 years of your life, which are probably the most productive years of your life, to this startup. Why? What's wrong with you? This is going to be a painful journey. You're probably leaving a lot of things behind. Your family, your friends, your health, your mind, stability of a job, salaries and wages, vacations. Just tell me, why the heck do you want to do this? If you're only doing it because everybody else is doing it, or if you're only doing this because now there's this hype and trend, oh, there's this metaverse thing of this or AIing of this, it's not going to work. I need to understand why. Most importantly, why as a team? Why are you building that team to do this? Why is that person with you? Why is not that person with you? How did you cement those relationships? And how do you think you'll survive? What are your plans? If you don't get investments, will you be able to survive? Do you care about that? Not every startup needs to fundraise. There are so many successful startups that are going to billion-dollar values without fundraising. So why are you pitching? Why do you need investors? Before understanding any of this, I don't care about the problem, I don't care about the solution, I don't care about the technology, I don't care about how big the market is, because you don't probably understood this at a deeper level, and it's a conversation. Of course, you can't do this in a competition when you only have 2.5 minutes to pitch, but this is not only for those competitions, this is for the real thing. Why are you building the startup? If you understand that, we align with you, then we ask you to do similar things. First, customers. Who are your customers? Oh, everybody can use our product is the worst thing you can do about in a pitch. Specificity at the beginning of your pitch is really great. Oh, supply chain managers of FMCG companies, or teenagers between the ages of 14 and 18, or you can just make millions of versions of this. I need to understand who's the customer, and I need to understand why you think they have a problem. If you don't have any conversations with any of those customers, if you cannot tell me, we have spoken with 25 people, from leading companies on solving this problem. And all of them told us they have this common problem that they're not satisfied with the current solutions. Okay, interesting. Tell me what they told you. Nobody wants to be the first fool to believe you. So you need to tell us other people that we have spoken with can and will work with us if we build this solution. Then you can jump into the solution part, where the solution that we're building is different than the alternatives because what is it? What is this thing you are finding out from the problem by talking to the customers, and you can build it. In that framework, you can add the alternatives, you can add the competition, but you need to tell me your difference. Then the market. Are you able to scale? Is this market big enough? And one common mistake a lot of founders do is like just show trillions of dollars of markets. Every market is $1 trillion if you just look at it from a broader lens, but focus on the initial market that you're going to be attracting to. Tell me where you're going to get your first customers in the B2B setting. Tell me where you're going to get your first 10,000 customers in the B2C setting. Tell me your go-to-market strategy. We're going to use social media. Yeah, right, good job. You're born in 2000. Figure out a way to understand and link how your go-to-market strategy is the right strategy and you can execute it. Of course, the team. Without that, anybody can be pitching any idea. What makes this team that you're pitching me the qualified, most able, most willing team to go after this opportunity? What is the opportunity and why is this now an opportunity? Why do we need to move fast? So we need the funding. Without finishing it off with financials, a very limited amount of work that can go there, but most important, the business model, you're not going to be able to get into anybody's attention. The business needs are important because those are the resources. Your business model is important because that's the one that's going to assure me as an investor that I'll get my money back 10 times more, probably. You don't need to get a lot of financials into your decks. There's multiple ways you can make it wrong, but you need to tell me the assumptions in a very short amount of time. These are the puzzle pieces that are like the structural pieces. But even before those puzzle pieces, we got the whys, we got the puzzle pieces. You need to understand that you're selling to humans. I am an investor and I have feelings, believe it or not. So those emotions are reactions that you need to evoke in me are critical. If you want me to believe your story, you need to focus on creating these emotions and reactions. Control their minds. Slow down your speech if there's something dramatic you want to talk about. Or just be super excited if there's something very exciting about. So these emotions, these feelings are chemicals. We'll have a separate video to talk about how you can evoke them. But don't forget that these are people that are going to pitching. They need to feel something for you. You're not just an AI machine pitching a script, and that doesn't move people. Practice, 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 practice. I love the saying from Bruce Lee. He said, I fear the man who practiced one kick 1,000 times than a man who practiced 1,000 kicks one time. It's important to know every time you pitch, you're improving. And there's a certain amount of time you need to be spending on this practice point. One template you can use, like a general concept you also need to understand, is the hero's journey. In building your story, in building an understanding of how you can move people, that's very important because it's been a framework that's been documented, that's been researched by a person named Joseph Campbell, and it's very important, which again will come in a separate video. It needs its own space. So, in summary, let me wrap this up. Tips for doing the compelling pitch: keep it short and sweet. You should have a 1-minute version, a 2.5-minute version, a 5-minute version, and a 10-minute version. The reason for that is you don't know when you're going to be invited to go on stage. You don't know when you're going to be having the opportunity to pitch in front of an audience. So have them ready. Start with a hook. Start with the customer pain. Start with the story of a customer that wants a problem to be solved or that has a need to be satisfied. Focus on why that is a problem and that's a scalable problem. And a lot of people are having, not just this one person. Explain your solution, but just cut the crap about this technical jargon and the PhD talk. I'm not there listening to get educated about why you're using a certain type of coding language or why you're using this AI tool or IoT machine. I don't care about that. Show traction. Traction is not just revenue. Traction is people that believes in you. Your early users, your adopters, people you've spoken with, people that started testing your products. Anything that shows you had interaction is traction. Demonstrate your competitive advantage. And your competitive advantage should not be just fix on a competitive advantage landscape. Oh, they have these features, we don't have these features. It just doesn't work that way. Competitive advantage is built in the long run, what we call the moat. A moat is where you're defending your castle against competitors, not just something you have done with your font in your presentations. Showcase your team. Why these people? How have you met? What is the critical bounding element? How have you cemented and sculptured this leadership team so every piece works in harmony? That is the most important piece. Be clear about your ask. How can I help you? What do you want me to do to help you? Why do you need my money or other people's money? What are you going to do with the money? Just be very clear of your ask. I see a lot of people, startups go on stage and events and everything else, and then they go like, oh, thank you. Like, thank you, so what? I thank you, you thank me, we're very nice people. It doesn't work that way. Find your ask and defend it. Don't just ask money to be asking money. Find the ways you need it and prove it to me. Practice, 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 practice. Respect Bruce Lee. And remember, a great pitch is not about the contents of your pitch. A great pitch is not just about how well designed it is or how the elements are. It's also a performance act, especially if it's in a live audience. Even if it's in a Zoom audience, doesn't matter. You need to realize this is performance, this is art. And you might be an introvert, which is fine. Introverts, some of the introverts have done the most amazing jobs in pitching because they understand how their mind works. You are passionate, you're confident, you're authentic. Show your energy, show your dedication, show how much you love doing what you're doing. For those of you who are a little bit more like couch potatoes, or more engineers are sitting on the lines and shooting lines of code, before you go on stage, here's a hack. If you can, do a headstand. Just get more blood in your brain. If not, do jumping jacks or do push-ups. Do something that will keep your body moving. And that really helps. It's physiology. It helps you to perform better. It's definitely going to be working. And project yourself. Project success on stage. Project how this is important and you're commending the room. It shows confidence. It shows charisma. Charisma is not how you like wipe your hair or which lines of what kind of hoodie or your suit. That's not. It just has to emanate from you, and your love for what you're doing is going to help you do that. All said and done, you're done. You pitched. Everything goes up. You go out. You have coffee, you have tea, you have food, and you meet potential investors. They give you their cards. You give them your cards. Follow up with them. Have a pitch deck ready in a PDF, stored in a cloud drive or in your own server or in your own website, doesn't matter, so you can send them immediately. Hopefully in less than 2 hours, before the night ends, before the day ends. This is going to help you create a conversation and become prioritized. In a pitch event where there's 10, 20 stars pitching in front of 100, 200 investors, you want to be in the top of the list. And you may not be the first idea that they want to talk to, but if you're the fastest, they'll want to get through it and they'll just want to meet you first. And if you have captured that time, captured that attention, go for it. Once you're done, you talk, you're doing everything right. Sometimes you don't get the best reaction. It happens. Maybe it's not your day, maybe you performed poorly, maybe there are other startups who are much better or something is hype. Doesn't matter. Don't fall down because you kind of bombed the pitch or you didn't get the right reaction after it. You don't have enough investors that are interested. You're not building a startup to pitch your startup. You're building a startup to make it work. Pitching is one element that you want investors or not. Like, just don't kill yourself over it. Practice, do it better. But most important, you pitched, it's done, move forward. Remember the reasons why you're doing it. So by following this kind of tips, tricks, however you want to call them, you can create a compelling pitch deck. That's easy. Deliver an effective pitch with some guidance and help that will take your startup to the next level, which is probably investors, probably getting some fundraising. So we hope to be helping you on that one as well. So thanks for watching the Brutal Honest Mentor, and we'll see you in the next video. May the force be with you.